Ah, Rook.
I thought I'd give you time to settle in.
It's not as though I had much to unpack. All's well. I would kill for a decent cup of coffee, though.
Have you? For coffee, I mean.
Not today. You've got questions. You might as well ask them.
The crossroads can be dicey, but the lighthouse is safe. Oh, and if you see a spirit around called the Caretaker, they're friendly.
After the ossuary, that will be a pleasant change. You haven't asked about Spite.
From what I've seen, I'd say he picked the right name.
He's stronger when I sleep, so I try not to do it much. No one was in the ossuary by choice, not even the demons. We both did what we had to get out of there.
So, if you're an abomination...
I suppose I should get used to that.
But I heard that only mages can get possessed by demons.
I'm skilled with a blade, but I promise you, without Spite, I have the magical talent of a brick. There must be some difference between a demon deceiving their way into a body and being forced into one. Only Zara knows for sure.
We should know. Is there anything in particular that upsets Spite?
Not getting his way. Getting his way and not liking the outcome.
Sounds like a child.
Have you seen a child when they realize they don't control the world? Except Spite's anger has real power behind it. Leave Spite to me. If he's trapped in this world, he has good reason to fight for it. For now, I must honor our contract. Gods, magic, politics. Things are going to get very bloody.
Strength earns mastery.
I keep the crows well stocked. You're welcome to it. Come back soon.
Occupied. The insult of it.
It's more than insulting.
It's salt in the wound.
I could have daggers in 100 necks by nightfall.
No doubt. But more necks would present themselves tomorrow.
I have other daggers.
Am I interrupting?
Forgive Teia. She gets testy when a contract is delayed.
Help me out here. What contract?
One that may involve you.
You want help against the gods. We want Treviso free. We now think they may be the same problem. The occupation has a face. The Antaam commander, Keith Lord butchered Dathrata. But Viago thinks killing him outright is short-sighted.
The Butcher took the city suspiciously fast. Removing him is useless if someone else can repeat that. with the help of gods or something else. Despite it being the outcome, assassination is not about killing, it's about sending a message.
And what message would that be?
The crows rule Antiva, and Treviso will be free.
The gods care about taking Treviso?
The Butcher wants Treviso. The gods may just want the Antaam.
But Antaam distrusts magic and outright fear demons. They should be enemies.
Power can turn anyone against their own interests, their own people.
You're in charge? Antiva has a king.
And the power of a king is enforced by armies. Antiva has no army. It has the crows.
There's a reason Antivan coins have portraits of guild leaders, not royalty. We're patriots. Crows can't field a battalion, but we protect our nation our way.
Sounds like you think the occupation wasn't just about force.
Cruel as the Butcher is, he didn't break the city with a siege. It was sudden and complete.
Like he had it all mapped. Where to march and what to close off to choke resistance.
He had inside information? Spies?
He had something.
And until we know what it was, killing him isn't the contract.
Butcher Dothrada. What do you know about him?
The Antaam army fractured, split among warlords, and he seems to have kept the most traditional discipline. And the rank and file like it. His numbers keep growing, but the Butcher himself is odd.
Odd how?
He gives daily speeches about how the occupation is somehow merciful. And the way he talks, it's familiar. It's like he thinks he belongs here. And I won't have it.
Helping the crows helps everyone in the long run. What's the first step to your message?
We have a scout named Dareth. He said he was onto something the Butcher was hiding.
He was in the Drown district, so that's a place to start. Find our crow and help with his contract.
Find your crow. Then what?
We break this occupation. We craft the message one step at a time.
And when we finally assassinate the person who leashed Treviso, that death will tell everyone. The crows rule Antiva, and Treviso will be free. I've noted the location of Dareth and his cousin, Jacobus, in the Drown district. They're always together. Jacobus will be eager to help. Perhaps too eager for one so young.
Can you blame him? We've all lost too much to this occupation.
You're new as well, right?
Keep a grip.
What?
Nothing. You're just so serious.
So are you.
Cynical, sure. Married to the job, I'll give you that one too, but serious? Have I crossed that line? Well, what now? Do I brood to the middle distance? Speak in solemn tones?
All right, all right. I take it back.
Fine evening, is it not, my friends?
Not even an army stops the Treviso market.
Almost feels like home.
King, crow, or cock?
Can I help you with anything?
The Antaam almost shut us down because they don't.
Cafe later? Good night for it.
Would you like to see what we have?
Welcome to the Dapper Duelist. Flexibility. Let me.
Welcome. Mariana and I run the best split stand in Treviso.
Best place in Treviso.
People feel at home here.
Make yourselves comfortable.
The market never stops, even during occupation.
I meant to pick up more spices. Another time. Come here. Eat some meat.
So this is Treviso now.
Have some hope. The crows haven't given up.
They won't last much longer in the Antaam.
About to have a problem.
What? We are found! Attack!
Don't worry. Teia Viago sent us.
You...
Lucanis? Yes! Kill them! Kill the Antaam! Stay in cover! They killed Darren! They killed my cousin! Howard, they're Luke on the left! Got them!
Lucky shot. Now it's your turn. Brooke takes credit there.
That's done. Jacobus?
Darren, my cousin. They...
Not too bad.
Please, you have to finish Darrett's contract. It's about the Butcher. My cousin was going to spy on the Butcher. He told me we'd pick up the contract from a dead drop. But then... someone has to finish this for Darrett. Please.
We will take care of it. Go back to the diamond.
I will, just give me a minute.
That note said Dareth should pick up the contract at the usual place across from Teia Viago. Just follow the marks.
There will be a trail of marks left by previous crows. It will lead us right to it.
I spotted them around the city. I think there's one nearby on the walls.
Let's go look.
A crow mark. Perfectly thrown.
That's gotta be Dareth's trail. Keep an eye out. Another mark this way.
Easy enough.
Here's another crow mark.
Ready when you are. I've got the setup, you do the rest. Got through that.
The number of wisps that find you in the lighthouse is unnerving. Spite agrees.
The three of us on the same page. Well, isn't that something?
If by something, you mean also unnerving.
Targets. The streets are good to Antaam. We can take them. We cannot afford an avalanche. The drinkers will not be missed as quickly as the ones who still kill this.
The chantry over there used to be the preferred meeting spot for our clients before the invasion.
The richer chantries are lit up in Mirathus. Theatre, inside and out.
Everybody here used to sneer at Canadi inside the bar. Now the Antaam are in charge, and these forms are a ticket to better things.
next crow mark.
How many of your cases trace back to the Venatori?
Too many, if you're hoping the cult's not a problem. Not enough if you want to blame them for every hurt the city suffers.
Of course.
If you want a less complicated answer, you won't find it in Minrathous, or anywhere else.
Take them down!
You're an independent? There's no detectives guild in Minrathous?
They're called city guards, usually, and they're useless.
There must be other detectives in the city, though. The weight of Minrathous does not sit solely on you.
Depends on which day of the week you're asking.
on the ground soon. Don't look down.
We have company.
Say the word!
Without a guild, who negotiates your contracts?
And another Fenrir Rialto.
How do you keep track of the going rates for detectives all over Minrathous?
I don't.
Mierda. I should introduce you to my negotiator. Consider it done. As you wish. Not a problem. Easy enough. As you wish. I'm on it.
It's nice to get out of the lighthouse.
I've never met a mage who distrusts the Fade as much as you.
Source of magic, sure. But it's also made of tricks, dreams, and unanswered questions. It pays to be cautious.
Another mark.
Well, anyway.
You know, you haven't asked as many questions about Spite as I thought you would.
I'll ask what I need to. Plus, you and the ossuary records have revealed a fair bit. So has Spite when he shows himself. Sorry.
That's all right.
Outside that, I won't poke at venatory wounds. I know what those are like.
This is where the marks lead. Dareth's contract must be here somewhere. The Butcher is making poison. Comic.
I've heard of it. It does things to your mind. Nothing pleasant.
If I were the Butcher, it'd be a good way to keep people in line.
We cannot let the Butcher unleash this on Treviso.
He won't. The Antaam brought in a comic master to mix the poison. He's at the garrison. We stop him there before this goes any further. Hang on. Almost there.
Job's done. Your turn.
They're down.
Now's your chance! Get out of there! Got to move.
chance.
Better get this where it's needed.
What do you do when you finish a job?
I think that's great. And maybe grab a bite to eat, then take notes on anything that feels like a loose end.
Boss!
Take them out, quick!
To the right. Now it's your turn.
What do you do when you finish a job?
I think. That's great. And maybe grab a bite to eat, then take notes on anything that feels like a loose end.
A short-lived celebration.
What can I say? The work doesn't always tie up when you think it does. I guess that's less true for you when the target's dead.
The contract's done. Though sometimes they're not as dead as you think.
Hey, he's coming!
We're under fire.
Huh?
Made it through that one.
We're in. Let's find the comic master.
Forbid the crows!
That goes to you. Made it through.
an outsider. Time to test my gift. I am will made flesh. So much flesh. Fight the butcher tonight and come to me! Loose my word!
I'm here on behalf of the crows, poisoner.
Poison? You face the gift of the gods!
I got the setup.
Strength. I'll give. What's a fool?
He can still talk? What, blighted like this?
You'll ask questions after it's dead. Keep at it! We can't let this thing out! I think we've just about got it. Done. The comic master's dead.
Good riddance.
First things first. Let's destroy the rest of the poison. Then we figure out what was going on here. That's the last of the poison, thankfully. Let's look for anything else that explains what's happening. Wait, this note says that wasn't all the comic. The butcher's angry because someone missing.
Who got their hands on it?
No idea, but the note does mention the butcher's inside trader. The occupation had help. Teia and Viago need to know they were right.
Are you out of your minds?
Someone had to act.
They most certainly did not. I told you crows to stay out of this.
Out of what? Defending our home?
If we had a stronger civil government instead of a bunch of circus criminals, the Antaam wouldn't have a foothold in the first place.
Circuses charge admission. We did all that for free.
This is Governor Evenchi. They have concerns.
My concern is how you've endangered the city.
We're defending Antiva.
These protections are in place for the good of everyone. You act without oversight.
We crows are the oversight.
And yet, here we are, awash in Antaam. And now, you've angered the Butcher.
There's also the gods.
Excuse me?
They're using the Antaam and making them monsters.
And the Butcher?
You two were right. He had help taking the city. Human traitors.
I didn't want to believe it. Killing the Butcher does nothing if someone could just sell us out again.
I'd start right here. You Talons are known for infighting and betrayal.
You're accusing them. What if their crows died for this contract?
That's enough. Rook, thank you for finishing that contract. The only reward we have is to ask you for more.
I keep track of how many favors you owe me.
Evenchi is right about one thing. The Butcher will not like that we're fighting back.
We need to be ready. Rook, I will have every crow tracking this traitor and the gods, and we will send word when we find something.
The stakes are too high. This should be left to proper officials.
Go back to filing trade receipts, Evenchi. The crows rule Antiva.
And Treviso will be free. With or without you, Governor.
Have a look and keep my stores full. Come back soon.
Oh, you ever talked to Jacobus?
Strength earns mastery.
Rook, Ilario sent word. He's got intel on Zara. He wants to meet up. Fancy a trip to Treviso?
Sounds like fun.
For me?
So you've had jobs where you killed your target, and then, surprise, they aren't dead.
I've had a demon possess the corpse immediately afterwards. Technically, the target was dead, but try explaining that to the person who hired you. And there was an incident with someone who'd been impersonating the real target for years. We had to renegotiate who that contract was actually for.
So the work's not so cut and dried.
Come on, Ilario will meet us at Cafe Pietra. It's not that far from here. We have time before he arrives. I wouldn't mind looking around a while. The markets are running. Good. I need to get some things while we're here. Treviso. I barely had time to look around when we returned from the ossuary.
This place, does it feel very different?
In some ways, more than I expected. But then, perhaps it's me.
A potted plant?
For Harding's garden. Spearmint is supposed to calm bad dreams. It's good in desserts, too.
So, you and Ilario are cousins?
Yes, but we're more like brothers. Katarina took us both in, a long time ago now. Here's the place. Bellara mentioned the dayless seafood recipe she wants to make.
The demon of Virantium is grocery shopping for the team?
Have you seen what they eat? It's a miracle you didn't all starve before you hired me.
When we met, it didn't seem like Ilario and Katarina were close.
It was hard to be close to her, even for me. And I was her favorite. A good cell. Fresh fruit. Nev only eats fried fish. You'd think a detective would have discovered scurvy by now.
Is that everything on the list?
Yes. And Ilario should be here by now. Let's go before he gets himself in trouble.
You can't buy something for everyone but yourself. Here, this is for you.
A wyvern-toothed dagger? I loved wyverns as a boy. Katarina would never let me have one of these, though.
You stay ready out there. Lady Antaam will...
Cafe Pietra is just ahead.
That's where we're meeting your cousin? Why not the casino?
House Cantori has many talents. Making coffee is not one of them.
Finally. I thought you might leave me here all by my lonesome.
Please. You think I'd ever pass up Cafe Pietra's coffee?
You see, Rook, my cousin is all stomach and no heart.
Don't mind him. Ilario cannot appreciate anything but himself. They serve a specialty roast here, Andoral's breath. Bitter and sweet, like a kiss goodbye. You should try it.
You just described my dream cup of coffee. So, is there a reason we're not talking about Ilario's information, or what?
We're still being spied on.
No, the last one just left. Couldn't take your coffee talk.
So, you have something?
The crows I sent after Sarah have picked up her trail. They say she's gone to Virantium.
I have a friend who's very good at finding people.
Katarina was first Talon. This is crow business. We can handle it.
Apparently not. Your lead is no good, cousin.
You have better information?
We're compromised. There's no other way Zara could even touch Katarina. You need your eyes here, in Antiva.
Zara would never be foolish enough to stay. Not with you out for blood.
Of course she would. if the crows protecting her are here?
Rook, reason with him, would you? He's being paranoid.
I am not paranoid. She came after me. She came after Katerina. She will come for you too.
If it'll make you feel better, I'll clean house, all right? Leave this to me.
He's gone.
Of course he is. Ilario always caves under pressure.
Your cousin only seems to hear about 1 word in 10.
He's always been this way. He hears what he wants to hear.
So, are you glad to be back in Antiva?
It doesn't feel real yet. And it wasn't this fool of Antaam when I left.
I can imagine it's a shock.
They say taste and smell awaken our strongest memories. For so long, memories were all I had. But whatever the circumstances, the here and now is a much finer place to be. How's your coffee?
Strong enough to take down a god. Ready to head back to the lighthouse?
Almost. Rook, do you have a minute?
Of course. Something wrong?
Teia wants to meet.
That doesn't sound like a bad thing.
She wants to plan Katerina's funeral.
Oh, right.
If you don't mind, I could use some backup. In case Spite gets out of hand.
Let's not keep Teia waiting.
Jacobus. How is he?
It is good Rook found Dareth's contract. Eyre says Jacobus is comforted to know his cousin's death was not in vain.
Work might help focus him, but until he can control that temper, I cannot approve Jacobus as a full-fledged crow.
I feel as you do. We worry about Jacobus. His future seems so dark.
There's comfort to be found in the dark.
It could be hard to find without someone to guide you.
Then we must ensure there are crows alive to guide him. Good, you're here.
Thank you for making the arrangements, Teia.
For Katerina? How could I do otherwise? I'm so sorry, Lucanis. This must be such a blow. Rook, thank you for coming with him. I need Juan de la Muerte to plan this. His cousin has been no help at all.
I'm sorry, Teia. This is just too much right now.
If there's anything I can do, just say the word.
You're such a dear. I hope these two are paying attention.
Teia, don't flirt with my colleague.
Jealous? Fine. To business, then. There's a lot to plan. But first, I need the ashes.
Ashes?
Make it help us. Yes, the ashes. Katerina's ashes. From the cremation?
Oh, yes. Of course. I'll get them to you right away.
Ilario, what happened?
What do you mean?
Katerina? How? How did the Venatori get to her? When? Where? In the estate? In the city? How did they get past our people? What did they use? Poison? Blades? I need to know.
Cousin, stop. You can't dwell on this. It'll drive you mad.
I'm not dwelling. Zara killed the first Talon. I have to know how if I'm going to stop her.
I told you. I'm handling it.
Boys, enough of this. We have other things to discuss.
My apologies, Andratea. Continue without me. I'll get you the ashes.
Seemed like that went well.
My cousin has never taken anything seriously in his whole life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Hilario can be a handful. But this? The only time I've seen him like this was when Lucanis died. You're worrying, aren't you? What will people say if they hear the demon of Virantium has a big, soft heart?
He's been careless at times, but never when his own life was on the line. Zara took down the first Talon. Anyone could be next. And my cousin doesn't want to think about it?
You have a point. It's not like Hilario to ignore a knife coming at him.
What do you need from me for the funeral?
Come. I'll get us some drinks and we can make the arrangements.
Our house owes you for handling all of this.
Katerina was family. Can you imagine what she'd say if she saw us all like this?
She'd be furious, especially at Hilario, as usual.
I barely know your cousin, and he already seems like trouble to me.
Oh, he is. I've lost count of the times I've had to pull him out of the fire on the job.
He's a good assassin. Most jobs don't have as many fires as yours do. I'll have my people keep an eye on him for you.
Thank you, Teia.
Go on. I'll let you know if something comes up.